Hey again, everyone. If you're not done asking, then I'm not done answering. How do you handle challenges that you face? Oh, that's a very general question. I would say it's best to be proactive rather than reactive. So the best way to, handle challenges per se is to always be taking good care of yourself, be dialing that self-care up to 11, be prioritizing your needs, and just finding your way to move peacefully through life, getting enough sleep, exercising, etc., etc. When you're doing that on the daily, then when a challenge arises, it just doesn't seem so big. So I would say that's the main thing that I do is I try to take good care of myself each and every day. And then when challenges arise, they tend to seem so much more manageable. It's tough, but if you can see them as opportunities for learning and growth, and if that's too much, then, one thing that I do a lot is I remind myself that I almost never know what is best. So if you're not fixated on a particular outcome and you're not ready to go, oh, this is bad, because you don't know what comes next. There have been so many times in my life where I thought something was bad and it turned out to be really good. So now that I no longer trust my prediction powers, I feel like that's a way to face challenges that makes life so much easier. Like, oh, this isn't what I planned, this isn't what I expected, but maybe it's for the best in the long run. And since I don't know, maybe it doesn't make that much sense to get that emotional about it. Obviously, having supportive friends and other quality people in my life is huge. And let's see, what else do I do to handle challenges that I face? I would say I tend to be patient, tend to not feel like everything is urgent because that notion of urgency, which is often an illusion, creates a lot of unnecessary stress. So I'm often very willing to let things play out or give it time or, just wait and see which way it goes rather than feeling like, oh, I've got to grab the reins and I've got to steer it this way now, right? So obviously, I think that's another big kindness that I do to myself. So those are some of the things that come to mind when it comes to challenges. Obviously, it's always going to depend on what the challenge is, but my self-talk is really positive. So I'm definitely my own best friend a lot of times. If something happens, rather than kind of beating down my own self-esteem, I'm already building myself up. I'm reminding myself of the things that I'm doing well or that I like about myself. And I feel like that's one that a lot of people struggle with. So perhaps you can take that and do the same thing. Say nice things to yourself. And if you find it weird to kind of think it or say it aloud, then sometimes writing it down can be helpful. Write yourself a letter where, as the author of the letter, you're being the supportive friend. And I think that can be a great way to face challenges. Because when you believe in yourself, when you believe in your ability to thrive regardless of circumstances, and when you know that you really don't know what you want at the end of the day, that none of us really do, then I think every challenge feels just a little bit smaller. So those are some of the things that I do. I hope you can utilize some of those with the challenges that you face. But I invite all of you to share some of your own tips and techniques in the comments down below so that we can all continue to learn from each other. I appreciate you tuning in, and I look forward to seeing you next time.